Hey, everybody. This is a late Sunday night, getting ready for the show on Thursday, and wanted to come at you live for episode 75 of Giving Back Insights. And it's awesome. It's awesome being at a great place. You know, Insights is about not just the guests, also my own journey and what people are giving me and feeding me and pouring into me, and what I do with that, which is what the show is about today. There's some special guests I just want to thank before I get started. Some of them you'll hear, they're kind of like, usual suspects. But you know what? The thing is that when they're doing it for you, you got to say, what's up? Thank you. And so a new name, Kris King. Kris King from Wings Seminars. Oh my God, what an amazing person. Sherry Frank on my second journey with them as well. Kate Shell, my accountability coach with Ryan Lee, just doing amazing things with freedom and helping me. Callan Crow, all right, buddy, I'll be talking about you. Midori Verity, wow, thank you so much. Alana and Jamie, definitely my family out there. Feels like I've known you forever. Thank you so much. Steve Stone, why are you in here? Because a lot of this is set off by you, my friend. And then there's also some other folks in here who have no connection to me that they know of. Father Greg Boyle from Homeboy Industries and all those badasses there, the homies, amazing stuff. Crazy Good Turns for turning me on to Father Greg and his amazing journey. And Sherry Watson, thank you so much for the opportunity to grow with you and the Power of Purpose team. And then Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, talked about them last week with the Latin Factor. So we're going to roll right into it in 3, 2, and 1. So using Facebook today, because that's the way we roll on the Insights show. On the cover, you see a familiar face, I hope, for all of us who've studied a little bit of American literature. Mark Twain. Wow, what a guy. And what is that quote? The secret, right? To me, this is like a big deal because it is a secret. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. And there's more. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and starting on the first one. So that's the theme today, because we're getting started, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to start rolling. A friend of mine, a great mentor, somebody who helped me so much at a time in my life when I really needed it, Kris King. Kris King from Wings Seminars. She was not the founder, but boy, she was there for a long time, and she really, really lived it. I haven't seen her in years, and the impact that she and the Wings team had on me on the personal effectiveness seminar was absolutely mind-blowing. It was some of the hardest work I've ever done. It was absolutely transformative, and I am so grateful to them. And Kris in particular, because she really, just really lived that. Sherry Frank, who helped me with the second round, really making things going from very deep and helping us to go very broad, and helping us to go deeper. That was wonderful. But really the whole idea of accountability. And the reason I talk about Kris is because she said something really important. Among many things, she said this with a big old smile. She said, knowledge without action is bullshit. And boy, you can't get much more right on than that. So in that spirit, and thinking about that, I was with my friend Swami on his show talking with Our Angels. We had a great conversation. And we hit this part in his show, which he calls Playing with Angels. It's a game. And we spent just a little bit of time channeling our own angels and seeing what they have to say. And it doesn't take very long, but boy, after that, when he asked me what came up for me, it was that I'm on the right path, that I'm really actually on the right path. And as hard as it's going to be sometimes, and as much work as it's going to be, we're going to make it happen. I'm going to take that back just a little bit with the help of my friend Kate, who helped me work through a little bit of the working backwards part, right? Let's start at a place, and that's where we want to go. That's our goal. And if we move it backwards and take logical steps in reverse engineering it, and then put that over a course of time, well, inevitably we'll get there. And it's that small work. So I love that, and I love being able to work it back. So there's a few things that that I have on tap to do that I've been holding back a little bit, maybe hesitating for whatever reason. And this show, my show, this show, our show, and what it's about and getting it out there has really, really made a big difference for me. So let's make that happen. So first of all, Callum Crowe, my very, very patient English curmudgeonly editor friend and just great sounding board, we'll be finishing up that book. I have the support of my wife, which it's not that I didn't have it before, but it was an interesting conversation because she asked me twice in 1 week, what's happening with that book? What's happening with that book? Most recently today. And she gave me also some great ideas and just a realization that, yeah, let's get it done. Let's make it happen. And so, Callum, we will definitely make that happen. And that will be over the course of less than a month. I'm going to finish up my part, and then we'll get together and get that done. Okay. So doing it live, doing it in public. So another thing is health, daily exercise. So I went from eating like maybe a handful of chocolate or more. And, I got lunch boxes here, baby. So filling those things up and eating that every day was great to stop. And it's also nice to stop eating so much processed food. It's also time to get in a daily healthy habit and just be mindful of my body. So we're going to be doing that too. There's another piece, which I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's this awesome challenge. In fact, Alana, you and I talked about this a little bit. How about a Facebook Live every day? And that's the challenge. So I just didn't know what it was that I wanted to do. And it didn't have to be about making money. It didn't have to be about making this awesome community. It had to be something. And what I've noticed today, I was continued reading this awesome book called Barking at the Choir. It's by Father Gregory Boyle. I've talked about him before. I met him virtually through Crazy Good Terms. I had this amazing story about this father who works in LA, and he is the founder and leader of Homeboy Industries, which is the largest gang rehabilitation program in the world. It's awesome. They've spawned many other satellites across the US and actually in other countries as well. I think it's Glasgow was the other one that I remember most off the top of my head, doing amazing work. And I started reading his book, and his book is actually insights from the homies, right? The homies who have come to him. And I had an epiphany. It was a question that Shenandoah Cefalo from the Garbage Bag Suitcase, who is now working on hashtag 4600 and counting with Marnie Grundman, and she made it really clear that maybe instead of asking what's wrong with you, we should start asking what happened to you. And with it's an unbelievable story. I know it's the second one, actually. It's an unbelievable book, and it's filled with these insights that are just stunning in their beauty and their grace and their power. And these are from the homies. And I can't imagine the wonder that Father Greg lives through every day, being able to be witness to that. A lot of sorrow. He's buried a lot of people in his community, over 220, I believe. And he's also been part of an amazing movement and energy. And so I'm going to read that every day for 30 days or however long. I think it'll take me a little bit longer. So I'm going to read that every day, because some of these books that I'm reading are absolute gems. Some of them are about business. Some of them are about marketing. Some of them are about kindness. And his book is about all of those things. And I definitely have picked up from him an incredible perspective on results and success. And my phrase, keeping a light grasp on results and a steady hand on the tiller is absolutely 100% for him. And that is also, in a way, both for my friends Steve Stone and also for Ron Clabundi, who have, in my eyes, they're living kingdom values, and they are cherishing and celebrating everybody else who does so as well. So it's wonderful. But last but not least, certainly not, what about Give and Grow Rich? What about spreading the message? What about helping businesses grow in this new era of social impact where people want their personal preferences for a better life for their kids to be sewn up with the companies and the brands that they buy from? Well, absolutely. One of the things that came out after my conversation with Swami on the show was thinking a little bit through, and he gave me this great insight, which is Rob, or Robicorn, as he likes to call me. What about your sense of community? Maybe all the speaking feels a little bit lonely when you're out there. And he is right. He is absolutely 100% right. So being able to do it in a little different way, presentations, or I wouldn't call them lectures at all, but getting together and sharing that message of how exactly to grow your business in this new era. How are we going to take this from Wall Street to Main Street, right? All these large companies, Whole Foods and IBM and Google and LinkedIn and all these other huge companies who are taking advantage of this shift in consumer preferences as a lifestyle. How can they do that? Well, that's Main Street, and that's what I'm going to do. That is my mission. I'm Rob Lowe, and I make it easy for people to do good. So we're going to connect and see how it goes. Actually, it's going to go great, because I'll tell you what, with the help of my new friend Ricky, thinking through Give, Ask, and Receive, that book that I mentioned last time, The Aladdin Factor, it's about asking, and I really truly believe it's the hardest piece of that cycle, right? The giving part, we all just want to. We're wired. The receiving part, understanding what we're receiving, that sometimes it's a gift and sometimes it's a lesson. And if we're in the right mindset, it's going to be both. That last piece, to ask, right? To ask for what you want. He gave me a great mind shift, reframing. He said that if what I want to do is going to have such a huge impact on communities, then isn't it kind of selfish if I'm not asking for this to happen? So I believe in him. I think that's absolutely right. And I'm looking forward to working with him some more and seeing what unfolds. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for being with me. Thank you for being with me too. I guess in a sense, this is my launching pad, or my start. This has absolutely been an incredible journey. I'm going to keep going with these awesome shows. We have so many great guests coming up. Blake Canterbury is coming up from Purposity. We've got Betty Vitale. Who else do we have? I can't think of it. Who else do we have? We have David Datchinger and Tamara Green will be on the show. Who else? Oh, Buddy Teaster is going to be coming back. Souls for Souls. He's going to be coming back. So we've got amazing guests coming up. This journey is just absolutely taking me to these new levels, and it's not levels like in terms of my own like notch on the belt, but just being able to move in the direction of goodness, right? So I want to thank you all for being with me. Thank you all for supporting me. I need that, and I still need that, and I will need that. And I want you to remember, my friends, always err on the side of loving kindness. Until the next time, thank you very much again. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. Loving gratitude. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. It's been an awesome ride, and we're just getting started. This is absolutely fantastic. I couldn't do it without you. Again, I just want to thank you, Alana and Jamie, Kate and Kris King, Midori, Swami, John Yun. I didn't even mention that. Oh my God, thank you so much. This Aladdin factor thing, we'll give it a shot. There's lots of barriers to ask, and I get that. Give, ask, and receive. Ricky, let's make it happen, man. Let's get there. This is going to be a big one. Facebook Live. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this on. Probably do it on Giving Back Podcast. Why not? We'll make it like every day at like 8:15. Read like 6 minutes of this awesome book, Barking at the Choir, and then we'll maybe have a little chat, see what happens. All right. So everybody, thank you so much. Wonderful day. Love you all. God, it's just great to be alive.